We are live.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You're locked into the TCN Podcast.
We are live. Guys, welcome back to another podcast with the Mandem. How you guys doing?
Doing alright? Not too bad.
Not too bad, huh?
Not too bad, man.
What about you, Joe?
Hey, I'm Joe, 1/3 of the Cyber Nerds. The TCN Podcast Ep4.
Is it episode 4?
Episode 4.
There you go. And I'm Raven the GS.
I'm Sam, Mr. Blitz Tech.
And
I'm good, by the way.
Oh, you're good.
I'm
Now,
good.
now you decide
good.
to answer, yeah? Now
I'm
you
good.
decide to answer it.
I'm
Alright, cool. I'm more than good, man. It's nice and sunny in London today. Man's mad excited in life. Everything's going nicely. You know, you got Black Panther coming through. Man just got to secure the tickets for the Star Wars New Hope Orchestra. Like, yo, everything is blessed, man.
Hey, Mr. Blitztaker, you guys are that?
Nah, I'm not.
Your eyes the lowest, man.
I'm good.
Why are you not going to that, sir? Let me find out why. Why are you not going to that?
I don't know, if I wanted to hear, like, the Star Wars soundtrack, I'd either buy the CD or just watch the movies.
I'll let you know.
Wait.
November 17th, 2018, I'm going to be in Royal Albert Hall, suited and booted, listening to John Williams and an orchestra, fam.
Yeah, it sounds live.
Like,
There's no...
how you gonna compare? Sorry to cut you, but how you gonna compare that to a CD, fam?
No, leave it. Leave it. His disrespect levels are so
It's
high right
mad,
now.
you know.
Do you know who John Williams is? John Williams is like the Stan Lee of music and movie music.
Sam,
It's like
it makes
it's
no
like,
sense.
Man's like 80 something, 90 something years old as
Fam.
well. Like he's old. Let me
Fam.
get the fact check on how old
Fam.
John Williams is.
Please do.
But-
Oh, we're about to go on to Sam today. Is this how we started the podcast?
This is you. I thought we was gonna talk about something else. Yeah. John Williams is 85, bro.
Yeah.
85 years old, yeah. Bruv, are you dumb? This man made the Superman theme.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
But you're trying to
You've
compare man to an MP3, fam.
No, that's
You
not-
got no respect. You
That's
got
not
no
what I
respect.
said. That's not what you're twisting.
But
words.
bro,
That's
but
not
you
what-
said if I would listen to the
Star Wars
soundtrack,
soundtrack,
I would
that's
listen
what I
to it.
said.
But it's not the. But we're
But if
not.
he was doing his whole thing, I'm like, cool, I'll go to that. But because it's Star Wars, I'm like, I'm alright.
Because it's Star Wars.
Because it's Star Wars,
The
yeah.
biggest thing on earth.
Let me
No,
just
it's not
run
the
this
biggest
back.
thing on earth. Don't.
Let Sam go. Let Sam go.
God, the biggest
This
thing on
we're
earth.
talking about the composer.
Like-
This man made the Imperial March.
Fam.
You know what the Imperial?
Yeah, I know what the
Alright.
Imperial
Like
March
one of the
is.
most iconic.
One of the most.
Exactly, one of the most.
No,
It's one of the most.
It might be the most. That might be the most iconic theme in movies
Sam.
ever.
By
Sam.
what? He beat Superman, yeah?
Sam.
What?
Yeah, exactly. Cool. See, you
Sam.
guys, this is what I'm talking about. Because it's Star Wars, that's what you guys are saying. all this
No.
and that. But
Sam,
if it was
Sam,
this whole
Sam.
thing,
Oh my
Leave
god.
it.
No,
Let's have
cool,
go. Let's have go.
No.
The reason why it's funny is that you say that is because he could never just say, I'm gonna do a Superman whatever orchestra. No one's going to that. What? Star Wars?
No.
Man's
No.
going. Everyone's going.
It's fine.
Anyway, listen.
This is a mad thing.
I'm about to be in there with a 3-piece suit on,
Oh my god.
looking mad.
Sounds like a good day,
Sitting
man.
next to
Sounds like a
Prince
good day.
Harry and that. In the VI box.
Tell him. Alright, man, let's get this started. let's leave Sam where he is, man. Let's get it started. So, look. So, today's show, yeah, I just want to talk about how we came across today's show, because it's a madness, like.
Well, what happened with today's show is because we're such nice guys and we're always reading our YouTube comments, Patreon comments. One of our YouTubers, so this guy, his name's Jared, just became a Patreon with us the other
Shout out
day.
to you,
But he's
Jared.
been on our channel for like the last few weeks. For the last few weeks.
He's a newcomer.
Exactly, writing comments and stuff like that. And he put the idea out there, guys, with Disney acquiring some of the rights to Fox and blah, 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 you guys should recast the X-Men.
Man was like,
It's a good idea.
It's a
And
good idea.
even Kevin Feige came out the other day and said that no X-Men in the MCU until after, I want to say 20. Was
Avengers 4.
Yeah, Avengers 4. So like until after like 2020, until like 2020.
Yeah.
So realistically, the people at Marvel are casting the X-Men right now.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying? So we thought we might as well get our casting hats on and start casting some X-Men too, because it just only makes sense.
It's only right for the cyber nerds to dive in and pepper the thing up as we always do. And of course, that generates more conversation amongst us. You know, might get heated up. I don't know who you got on your list. I don't know who Sam's
No
on
one's
the
ready
list.
for my list. No one's
Sam
ready for my list.
might have some Scott Pilgrim characters on his list.
Of course.
Alright.
And we always know Marvel's listening as well, so if we get a good one, they're gonna be like, I like that.
They definitely got our HQ hacked in, so
As
all
long as-
bugged up.
As long as Edgar Wright doesn't direct it, I'm good.
Alright, so the way this is gonna happen is we're gonna start with one character. Okay, so we just throw in the name, and you know, we drop the name. Okay, when you drop your name, obviously we'll talk about the actor or actress, and obviously, you know, you guys can always throw in a bit of information on why you would choose that character, and so on and so forth.
Alright, and the rules are these actors or actresses can't be in the MCU or connected to the MCU in any way. So, if you've been a cameo, if you've been someone standing in the background of any Marvel Cinematic Universe, you cannot be included. If you are in or have appeared on a Netflix Marvel TV show, you are not included.
Also not included.
Also, if you are in the MCU universe, so listen in, lock in. Tom Hardy has been cast as Venom in the Venom movie. In that Venom movie, Tom Holland, the MCU Spider-Man, is in that movie.
Yeah.
So anyone
man's
cast
qualified.
in that movie cannot be an X-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the rules, guys. Those are the
There you
stipulations.
go. There
Get
you
me?
go. So, starting off with, we're gonna start off with the most, I would say, me personally, the most iconic X-Man. Let's start off. You know what? I think that's too early.
This was what was funny. In my head, I was like, I wonder who he's gonna start with. I'm gonna see where he goes.
I think. Oh, you know what? Let's start off with him, man.
Wow.
Let's start off with Wolverine. So, 1/3.
Oh,
I'll pick you to go
I've
first.
got to go first. All right.
So who would you cast for Wolverine?
This.
Oh, sorry. Also, another thing is, let me just ask you for you guys. Your list. Are you going for a younger generation,
I was
mid,
Yeah, I was
or
gonna
veteran,
I
or
was-
seasoned up?
I was gonna set the scene for that. So basically, my list is what I wanted from the original, like, you know, X-Men, the original movies,
Right.
X1, 2, and 3. So I've got a much older Professor Xavier and Magneto,
Right.
but then the original cast of the X-Men. So my Cyclops, Jean Grey, Beast, and those characters, they are old enough to be teachers at the school.
Mm-hmm.
They're not students, they're teachers.
Right.
They've gone through those young X-Men years.
Mhm.
They fully are capable, that they know how to use their powers.
Right.
They're teaching the younger generation.
All right.
That's the era I'm going for.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm
All
saying?
right. So, all right. Cool. What about you, Sam?
Yeah, I kind of went for the same thing where they're not the first class generation. They're kind of the ones that I would have pictured if X-Men were in this day and age kind of thing. So
All right. Interesting. Funny enough, I did the same thing. I thought one of you guys. You know, at first I thought I was gonna pick a bit like a younger generation, but then me being me, you know, all anti-hero on that, chaos on that, and because obviously, you know, I read quite a lot of X-Men books. I was like, you know what? Let me go for the older lot, like a bit older, so still of the same age group that you guys talking about.
See, my thing with it is I don't really feel like I've gone for an older generation. I just felt like, you look at the original X-Men movies,
Mm.
they were students, but they were adults. But I think in that, they weren't old enough.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? I
Right.
felt like the gap between Professor Xavier and the students was too big. Was too big in the original. And then I think in what we've got now, I think the gap's too small.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like I've gone for like a mid I'd have to tell you who my cast is for you guys to really understand. So let me just jump in. Let me go with my Wolverine. Yeah.
Alright, cool. What were your Wolverine?
So now there was only ever 2 choices for my Wolverine. Yeah. My first choice was Hugh Jackman. I was just gonna be like, I'm bringing Hugh Jackman back because it's the only thing that makes sense.
Right.
And I think it's one of those things that you could get away with. Like Marvel could get away with recasting Hugh Jackman. Yeah. Just like I think they could get away with in Spider-Man Homecoming recasting the guy who played J. Jonah Jameson in the old Spider-Man. For some reason, like there's certain characters you could do that with and get away with. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, let me not go there. Because I've had 15 years or 20 years of Hugh Jackman. I love him. But Logan is a masterpiece. And if you bring it back, you're shitting on that movie.
Yeah.
And I don't want anything to shit on that movie.
I gotta tell you, I almost did that as well.
Now,
I almost did that.
The way you make that movie even better, you really cement this as one of the greatest movies in all time is you cast
Please don't start.
Daphne Keane, the girl who plays X-23 in Wolverine in Logan, as the new Wolverine.
All right.
And that's my cast. That's my pick.
I like that.
So
I like that.
what you do is the reason is you messed me up because you picked Wolverine first because I definitely thought you was going to pick last, and that would make sense to why I've done this. But in everything we've seen with Wolverine, he's the oldest. He's still the outsider. He's blah 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 blah. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But now I'm turning that on his head. We've got everything that Wolverine is: the ferocity, the savagery, the rage, all of those things she embodies because she is Wolverine's daughter or a clone of Wolverine. But now you've got her in a setting that she wants to be in, where it's like you're in a nurturing setting, but you're a rebel,
right?
And she's not going to be old enough to just run off on her own. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like trying to cage the animal, but the animal's still a pup, like still a baby. Do you know what I'm saying? Like with Wolverine in all the old X-Men, it was like, oh fuck this, I'm out, and he'd just leave. But she's not going to do that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'd like to see that where the older Wolverines, my Cyclops, my Jean Grey, they're babying.
They're babying the...
Yes, they're babying.
That's nice.
They're trying to cage this savage animal.
Right.
Like this.
And and would they have like conflicts because they've had the older Wolverine?
See, that's the thing.
Would there be like some sort of conflict and like trying to maybe compare her to him?
It's not even a comparison, but it's one of those things where they never talk about older Wolverine. They only allude to him.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know that line in in The Force Awakens where Princess Leia's like, he's got too much of his granddad in him.
Right.
Stuff like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? Or like, Logan's the only one who could have handled this. Do you know what I'm saying? Stuff like.
And she would just have to pepper it up like, yo, I have to because there's this name out there I have to live up to.
Exactly.
Yeah. I like
exactly.
That
and also you play on that relationship that she had with Logan. Do you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Not a lot. But like when you want to get into those deep moments, you know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that, man. You get me? And you throw a Hugh Jackman picture in on the hallway or the wall, something like that. Fam, come on. This was the easy. I told you this was the easiest picking for me. Like, because my issue with going with another male Wolverine is I'm gonna look at this guy forever and be like, you ain't Hugh Jackman. There's nothing you can do that can make you Hugh Jackman. You'll never be better than Hugh Jackman. Like, no, that's it. Like, so I was just like, you just flip it on his head. You get a 12-year-old girl, and she's already done it. As good.
She beasted it, yo. She beasted it.
So that's my cast for Wolverine.
Alright, cool. Mr. Blistick, what you got in up for us?
Well, thanks, Joe, for just destroying the whole.
It's alright. I don't know why he picked me first. I was like, I feel like I'm definitely the movie guy. I'm gonna finesse this thing.
I'm just gonna go home now because
you think the same thing?
Like, mine's gonna be worse. Like, like right now, I'm like, damn. Anyway, let me just. My pick is Joe Manganiello.
Joe Manganiello.
Manganiello. Yeah. So I think he's a good pick. Like when I saw him as Deathstroke, that's not the reason why I'm picking him. But I'm like, DC, I think, have made a good choice there because he hasn't, like, there's only one role where he had like you're saying, the savagery, like I don't give a kind of crap kind of move, and that I was in like True Blood, and that's a TV show, but I don't think he's been given his chops in the movie world. He's been in other kind of rom-coms, this, that, and the other, but if you look at his stature and the way he carries himself, underneath the writing and directing, I think this guy can pull off a good Wolverine. Like, the man has presence, he's big, he looks rugged. I think he's a good pick. Like,
where would you put him? Like, if you had to throw him in the timeline, where would you throw him at?
The timeline, I think, again, would have to be the same time where X-Men, where we first got the first X-Men movies. That's where he would kind of start.
What, First Class or
no, the actual X-Men.
The actual first. Okay, okay.
Yeah. So
when did that come out? Around 2001?
99. The original X-Men movie.
Yeah, the first one.
99?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. See, exactly. So even then, like for me, Hugh Jackman when he was playing Wolverine didn't blow me away, but as time went on, he grew the role.
Man's got pepper.
There you go. Like the man wasn't big. He had the ruggedness and everything. But I'm like, you know, right? You know, you had the quims and everything like that. He had like the personality of Wolverine, but he grew with it. And as you see, as Logan, man was like, you know, at the end of this, it's good. So I think Joe can do the kind of same thing. He can bring the same kind of presence and with the role as it goes on. I think man can do it.
Alright, sorry, I'm going to fact check myself. It was 2000, it wasn't 1999. It was 2000.
But close enough. Anyway.
Alright, cool.
Not as much difference.
Let me jump on this Joe Manganiello thing. Apologies for names. Like, names are going to get butchered all day today. But I do like this casting, yeah? But he's just, like, what you're even saying, like, when you talk about how Hugh Jackman wasn't Wolverine in the first movie, but 15 years later, he is Wolverine. That's the struggle that man's going to face. Also, I think with a Wolverine that is trying to be the Wolverine that Hugh Jackman was, you just have to go through all the same storylines. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so, like we've already seen, first of all, we've already seen this with a better Wolverine. Right. That's what your natural instinct is. And next, we're going through exactly the same storylines. Like, there's nothing you can do. Now, what I would do with Joe Manganiello, if I was going to put him in my movie, was I'd make him Sabretooth. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now, you've got Sabretooth, who was Logan's villain from back then, but now he's going after this little girl. See, now that's a sick conflict. You've got, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna say it. I'm sorry.
He just made everything.
I just made the whole Wolverine a lot better.
I'm sorry.
Cheers, yo. I'm just gonna go home. I don't know why I'm here today. It's cool.
I'm sorry, man. You know I can't contain myself when it comes to Wolverine, man. He's like my top 3 anyway, so I had to. I'm sorry, I couldn't contain myself.
If your answer ain't Daphne Keane as well, I'm gonna be sick.
It's not because you know what? Yeah, you know what it is. You know, like the X-Men is just X-Men. Like you can't just, sometimes you just have to go deep and trying to pepper the thing up, like just the way you did. You know what I'm saying? Like, so my pick here. Bear with me. Like, when I was thinking of this guy, I was like, I was thinking of Russ, what's his name? Oh my God. The guy who just played Wolverine in Logan.
Hugh
Jackman. Right, and I was like, right, there's no way to outdo him. A man can't tell the same story because then what's the point? So I'm going through like my X-Men like knowledge, and I'm thinking, all right, cool. We're not going to be in the same timeline, right? So now I'm bringing back old Logan. Yeah. Now I'm not sure if you guys are too familiar with old Logan, but it's one of the most recent stories. And I was thinking, okay, who can I put up with him? In my head, I was thinking, Max. Russell Crowe, like Russell, when I was thinking like, okay, characters. I gotta think about characters. Like, so when I was thinking about Gladiator, like Russell Crowe, Proof of Life, American Gangster, like Les Miserables as well. Like one of like the movies, I was like, how would this guy play into this movie? And he did a tremendous job. So now I'm like, bring the old Logan. Like, he's not savage, You know what I'm saying? He's got so much conflict. He's not as strong, but he's still Logan. Like, he's still Wolverine. He still has a lot of history, you know, like stuff that he can bring into the team. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking of a completely different timeline and, you know, just something completely different. Because that's what we do. Like, you know, with Uncanny being around, obviously now they have X-Men, Gold, Blue, and I think another X-Men. So it would be a different story to tell, but we'd still get that sort of savage Wolverine, but not in his, you know, prime. But he's more like knowledgeable. You know what I mean? Instead of just using brute strength, he would just use his knowledge like to outwit, you know, his enemies. So that's my take on Wolverine. I would go with Russell Crowe.
Now, can I jump on this?
Go on.
Now, the reason this doesn't work for me, is because Hugh Jackman is 49 years old today. Russell Crowe is 53 years old. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a 4-year gap between them. So if you're going to bring in an older Wolverine, you might as well just bring back Hugh Jackman and be like, look, you don't want to be Wolverine no more because you've got to do all this working out all the time. Don't do the working out. Do you know what I'm saying? Then you get Hugh Jackman without all the muscles, you know what I'm saying? Like an atrophying body that you want. And you just carry on that storyline as opposed to bringing in Russell Crowe. Like, Russell Crowe, like, this thing, I've got nothing wrong against Joe Manganiello or Russell Crowe. Like, I think they're good picks. But I think you're always just going to struggle trying to put someone to continue a role of Hugh Jackman. Like,
yeah, but if you don't want to bring, like, say if, you know, that actor's not available, like, who would you bring? That's my thing. Like, if Hugh Jackman's not here, who would be next in line? And that's where my thought process was. Like, I'm not thinking, like, because at first I thought, okay, Hugh Jackman, and then I was like, we already had him for like so long. Like, let's see, you know, let's not be stuck in the past as well a little bit. Like, let's try to move forward and maybe see a different version of him. Because let's think about it. Like, Logan would never be the same person. He's been on Earth for like forever. So with the centuries going by, he's never the same person. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like you're living different lives in different centuries, but you're still the same person. So that's what I was thinking at. Like, yeah, okay, still, you know, Logan, but now we're in a different time. You know, you've got to think it because you had different life experiences. And that's what, if you look about, like, the way we go on about things, it's life experience is what makes you, like, make your decisions and the way you walk. So that's where I was at with picking Russell Crowe.
Calm.
All right, then. Sam, anything you want to add to that? What do you think?
Yeah, like, it's going to be impossible to replace Hugh Jackman, so you either do the whole X-23, you either do the whole Old Man Logan, or you do a whole new take on Wolverine.
Right,
that's all you can do.
From scratch, yeah, because if you try to think too much about Hugh Jackman Wolverine, then you're just gonna stay stuck. Then you'd be like no, like, you know, for you to just move forward, just be like, alright, cool, put him there. Put him with the mobility, and like, yo, you're the truck. Yeah, you're there. Let me think. Let's go completely different.
It's even funny how we even chose 3 different routes. Anyway.
I'm glad because you always get different. But here's the thing about this character. You can always get different perceptions and different versions of him. That's how epic it is. Like, so, all right, cool. So
I might have to make this X-Men movie I'm thinking about because I just thought, like, you can have Daphne Keane be X-23 for 10 years,
right,
till she's 22 years old. Yeah. Then you bring in either you can bring Hugh Jackman back.
So now man's old.
Now he's 59. 59. You bring Hugh Jackman back at 59, and you say it took 10 years for man's healing factor to heal it. 10 years. Or you can recast, obviously, or bring in Joe Manganiello or whoever. Right. A new Wolverine 10 years down the line. Then we're 10 years removed from Wolverine, but we've had a Wolverine for 10 years. Just
Everyone's
mind blown.
Everyone's sick. The new generation might not even remember.
Exactly.
They won't. Them is like,
They won't. They're gonna be like, who this? Who this?
Like,
Exactly.
you know,
Do you know what I'm saying?
a bit more like Missy Elliott. I don't know if you guys saw her about a year ago. She performed on stage and everybody was like, "Who's that new artist?"
Wow.
It was like all the new generation. Like, oh, she's sick. Like she don't. I'm like, fam, that's Missy Elliott. What are you talking about? Like,
Yeah, it happens. It
This
happens.
kid's got no concept of history, fam.
that's it. All right, cool. For the next one, I'm gonna let. All right, Sam, you're gonna pick. Either you're gonna pick Professor Xavier, Magneto, Cyclops, Beast, Jean Grey, or your other option. I have Storm. So, which one do you want to go with next?
Okay, I'm gonna go with Cyclops because he's one of my all-time favorites of the X-Men.
All the time.
Yeah, man, I like X-Men. Like, I like him. Like,
You know what? Yeah, I didn't like it until Civil War. fam.
Civil War.
So X-Men versus
X-Men
Oh,
versus
yeah.
bro. Because before that, I hate his guts, fam. Man could not
Really?
stand No, fam. He was, you know what? He was like,
Captain America.
Captain America,
fam.
Captain America syndrome.
yeah, fam. Like, I just could not stand that, fam. Like, I could not stand the guy.
Guys, just for anyone listening who doesn't know what Captain America syndrome is, it's Superman syndrome as well,
Yeah,
where
like-
they're just too goody to choose.
Yeah.
They're nothing they ever do is wrong. Blah blah
Like,
blah.
always trying to
Yeah.
follow the guidelines and stay within your lines.
That's the thing, though. Like, that's what he's kind of portrayed as. But at the same time, he's actually a prick.
Man, he's a prick, fam.
Exactly. But then with Superman and Captain America, in like their comics, they don't act like I said. They barely ever step out of line. They're always doing the good for justice and this, that. But Cyclops, he was the leader of the X-Men. But at the same time, like if he wanted to get something done, like he would do it his way, and it showed even more in Avengers vs X-Men.
Oh
so,
man,
trust me, he
jeez, when I
went
read
so
that,
left.
oh my day, I lost my mind, man. All right, cool.
So-
So, Cyclops. All right, so you got for him.
Cyclops. So my pick, let me try and find his list. My pick is Arnie Hammer.
Honey Hammer.
Guy, I think got the stats. Like, I'm gonna go again. First is the looks. Like you have to get the look kind of right. So Cyclops, big guy, kind of built. Like, and if he was to walk into the room again, man has to have presence, isn't it? Like, he's the leader of the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
So with Arnie Hammer, again, I feel that if he was to go into a room or even lead a group of mutants, I think man can do that. Like I've seen Man from U.N.C.L.E. You guys seen that?
No,
I haven't seen it, but
I haven't.
I know a lot about Arnie Hammer. Obviously, he was in the Social Network as well.
See,
He
that
played,
kind of
he played both twin brothers. He's a legit actor, man.
Yeah,
He's a legit
exactly.
actor.
I think he's a very good actor. And again, like if you was to be behind the right team, I think he would portray a very good Cyclops. Because like you kind of, like I said, you kind of need someone who would be a leader, have presence, know what they're kind of talking about, but at the same time, like he'll be kind of a prick. And I think Arnie Hammer would be able to do that.
So what kind of version of Cyclops you going with? You going with? Sorry, I read all these extras. So in my mind, when you say one character, I'm thinking, okay, which one is it? You know what I mean? Like so which one would you put him?
Like again, my one's always to do with when X-Men first came out in 2000.
Is that all your characters?
Yeah,
like
that's all my
first,
characters. Yeah,
first.
so again, like if you
So,
need
so
an
man's
X-Men,
stuck in the past, yeah.
yeah, a bit more. Start getting it. It's refixed. Those if X-Men
Nothing wrong
is
with
kind
that, nothing wrong with
it's
that.
cool. But if X-Men wants to come into 2020 and seem kind of new and able to push away, or not push away, but like we're not connected to First Class, we're not connected to when X-Men was in Fox, then that's how I think you should start it as well. So.
All right, cool.
You can go last. I want to go next. All right, so that's a good pick. You said Arnie Hammer. I definitely think you've got the look down. You know what I'm saying? Of anything like, but I don't know. I just don't know about him leading, like leading a group of people. Do you know what I'm saying? A team. Get me? We'll see. Obviously, a lot of the things you're saying is it depends on good writing and this and that, and all of these things do. Do you get what I'm saying? But my character, my pick for Cyclops is Jake Gyllenhaal. Now, Jake Gyllenhaal's 37 years old. I want all of my X-Men to be around 30. So obviously, if you're 37, you can play a 30-year-old or whatever.
Right.
So Jake Gyllenhaal is 30. He'd be a 30-year-old Cyclops. Now, I picked him for a few reasons. One, I want my X-Men movies to be about Cyclops is the main character. In Cyclops and Jean Grey, they're my main.
So that's the story you're telling.
This the thing is, it's not the story I'm telling, but that is, I think, if we're gonna start one movie to start this new franchise, it's got to be about Cyclops and it's got to be about Jean Grey. Do you get me? Like, not so much them being in love, but I want them two to be the focal points of my story. It's about everyone, but they're main actor 1 and main actor 2.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? So Jake Gyllenhaal. So I picked him because obviously he can carry a movie. You know what I'm saying? Then he's a bad boy actor. 3, he looks the part like Cyclops. I don't think that you need someone who is 6'8", muscular and all that. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that's what you got Beast for. That's what you got all those other. You know what I'm saying? Cyclops is about being smart, military-minded, strategical, and that's what Jake Gyllenhaal is. I think back to the movies with Jake Gyllenhaal, Jarheads, where he plays a sniper in the Marines, and that's the look I'm going for. Like, I'm not changing everyone's backstories, but I would see my Cyclops as the Cyclops from the animated series. But you know, they always tell the story of one day in school he was getting bullied, powers go mad. Instead, in mine, he's one of those military kids, military brat, and this explains why he's so got all the strategical minds. He goes to the army at like 16 or wherever they do in America. At 21, he gets kicked out because his mutant powers erupt. Same story, just changing the location. His powers go erupt. He finds his home at the Professor Xavier School for Mutants, and that's it. Do you know what I'm saying? And what Professor Xavier sees in this kid is that, this kid is just a leader. Do you know what I'm saying? He's just got the potential to lead, and that's what it's about. It's about Cyclops, like, going from not going from delinquent or just military kid to leader, but just believing in himself. Like, man got kicked out of somewhere he felt he belonged because of who he is naturally. Do you know what I'm saying? And now it's about him finding his place as the leader of the X-Men. Do you know what I'm saying? So this movie would be about Cyclops, Jake Gyllenhaal carrying it. It'd be very like dramatic. Like, I wouldn't want this to be like, you know, the tone of the Marvel movies. I want it to have a more of a dramatic tone than them. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that. You know, the Winter Soldier, the Winter Soldier tone. That would be the tone of my X-Men movies, and it'd be starring Jake Gyllenhaal as Scott Summers. Get me?
That's actually legit.
I don't know what you was expecting from me. Like, I'm ready for this. Right? I'm ready for this. Okay, prepared. Get me?
When I add anything to that, Sam?
That sounds like a good take. Like, him being in the military kind of makes a lot of sense why he's so strategical in battle. Like, obviously combat trained, man can do hand to hand. Obviously being in the military, like, not like you're forced to be a leader, but they train you such a mindset that if you're going to get someone, you always got reasons and what have you. So I like that a lot.
Now, the reason why I really like that, because that's almost in parallel with my Cyclops, right? Now, but the actor I went with, Cillian Murphy, right? Now, Cillian Murphy is in Peaky Blinders, yeah? Dunkirk. Also played Scarecrow in Batman Begins and Dark Knight Returns, yeah? Batman. Now, again, my take on this list is all about time, yeah? Different time. Now, my one is similar to Joe is I was thinking of Peaky Blinders, right? So they're gypsies, you know what I'm saying? They're outcasts. Okay, so now he's the leader in Peaky Blinders of the family. So my Cyclops would be the same thing as well. Almost like his crew would be like the thieves from where Gambit was raised. Yeah. So this is where it would be, and then that's where he would be recruited. So he's not a bit too extremist, okay, but obviously he still goes out and does his thing for survival of his family. Obviously, we're talking about the other mutants over here. So my take would be that's where he would be recruited because he just could lead. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're all like, have you guys watched Peaky Blinders?
Yeah, I've seen it.
You ain't seen it? Alright, you should definitely, you should watch it, Sam. It's really good. Alright, so head of family, you know what I'm saying? Like, brotherhood. So that would be his background as well. Like, just strategically, guy's smart, you know what I'm saying? Doesn't have the muscles, doesn't need that. but he just knows how to command and just lead the way. So that's where I'm at with my Cyclops. Cillian Murphy, man, love this guy. Love him in Peaky Blinders. I like him as a Scarecrow as well. So that's where I was at.
Now I'm gonna dive in on this one. Now, I love this guy as an actor, yeah. But my only issue is that if you put this guy's face on a movie poster, no one's going to watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like as the main character, like he's never the main actor of anything. So maybe in your X-Men movie, he's not the main character. Obviously, I'm thinking he is because in mine, my Cyclops.
The old Cyclops, yeah.
My Cyclops is. So obviously, if he's just gonna be the third character, like maybe if your story is about Magneto and Professor Xavier, and he's the third character, cool, I'm fine with it. But like going forward, I just think it'd struggle if he's the main. You know what I'm saying? If he's the main actor of the movie.
I never thought of him as the main character. I just thought of him as someone Xavier could bring in, someone with such conflict that he would do better off as under Xavier instead of opposite from Xavier. So almost like Magneto. You know what I'm saying? Because he would cause more trouble towards the X-Men. Not the X-Men, but the mutants in general. You know what I'm saying? So bring him on board, train him train him using his abilities and skills and thinking wise and leadership under Xavier and make him a better mutant.
See, my issue with not with your pick now is with the old X-Men movies or all the X-Men movies we've had up to this point. Yeah, they all do Cyclops wrong. In the first movie, Cyclops was just like, I don't even know what he was like. Yeah, he was just something like I don't know, like I don't know how to explain it. Like he was just an idiot. Like he didn't know anything. He didn't lead the team. And even in the new one, I like the character they picked, the kid they got. But he's a kid. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I've never seen Cyclops like that. Do you know what I'm saying? The only Cyclops I've seen like that is in the all new X-Men that we've got now, where there's future Cyclops and there's young Cyclops, and even that young Cyclops isn't as dumb as the Cyclops we've had in those last few movies. He's pretty legit. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just don't want to see someone who's under Professor Xavier. Like my Cyclops works at the school, but he's a grown man. When they're talking about, we're going to do missions, it's him. He's planning everything. He's doing this. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Professor Xavier's there, but he's like like a dad. He's like a dad. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he gives you the knowledge. He says these 1-2 words of wisdom, but you're making decisions and everything's on you. And that's what I want my X-Men movie to focus on, like Cyclops being the guy. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I do like this. I do like this casting. I do think you kind of said Gambit. I feel like he could play a better Gambit.
You think he could play a better Gambit?
Because even when you said it, he's a gypsy, and I'm looking at pictures of him now, and I'm like, man could be that weaselly, like smooth talking Gambit. Like I'm just saying, you threw it out.
Maybe if we had Gambit on the list, I would have picked him.
And in his picture here, he's got long hair as well. Like it could work.
There you
anyway,
go. All right, Joe, your turn.
It's my turn to pick
your
now.
Character
Easily. See, now I'm gonna pick the counterpart. I'm going with Jean Grey. So my actress for Jean Grey is Felicity Jones, the actress who plays Jyn Erso in Star Wars: Rogue One. Now, I went with Felicity Jones. She's 34 years old. Obviously, my Cyclops is 37, or Jake Gyllenhaal's 37 years old. She's 34 in real life. So, firstly, I wanted a couple that I felt looked good together. Do you know what I'm saying? Jake Gyllenhaal, Felicity Jones, they look good together. Then I wanted an actress I knew who could play a strong female character. And now, in the past, Jean Grey is never portrayed as a strong female character. She's always a character who's can't control her powers and she's gonna get overrun and blah blah blah. It's a bit of she's like a bit of a damsel in distress who can save herself, but is saving herself unwillingly. Do you know what I'm saying? Like she's never in control. And this is what I'm gonna turn a bit on his head in this now. She's still gonna have all her Phoenix powers and all that other stuff, yeah. But it's like as Jean Grey, it's like I want to kind of add real life stuff into it. So she's gonna suffer from like I don't know what it's called, like like almost a mild bipolar disorder.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying? So like, there's times she does spaz, and Phoenix is doing stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, her as Jean Grey is in control of her powers. She's like high level psychic. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, not at Xavier's level yet, but like borderline. Like Professor Xavier is working with her like on a daily for her to be better than him. So, because he knows he's going to pass away soon. Do you know what I'm saying? So she can take up the mantle of Professor Xavier in the X-Men. But sometimes these episodes are triggered by something. I'm not...
By emotion.
By something. I want it to be a thing that they know what it is, do you know what I'm saying? And they always try and stay away from it. Do you know what I'm saying? But I think that seeing her play Jyn Erso in Star Wars, I'm like, strong female character. She can hold up. She's held her own movie in Rogue One. So now putting her and Jake Gyllenhaal together, I think would be great. Now also, these two in this, they are going to be together. You know what I'm saying? Like they're
going to be a couple, like together.
They're a couple. Yes,
right.
They're not married yet.
Okay.
They're not married yet, but they are a couple. They've been together for a few years, and that's never going to be an issue in my movie. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just a couple. Boom. Things work out for them. They work together. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't want it to be like in all the X-Men movies, like the new ones, they've just met and they're not. You know they're gonna get together. In the old ones, they're together, but Logan's doing his all predatorial, I want your girl thing. Like I want to skip all of that. Like I don't need that stuff in this movie. I just want them to be a happy couple because I don't think we see enough of that in movies. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so there's just a happy couple in it and they're together. Boom. But yeah, she's probably the strongest on the team outside of Xavier and Magneto, obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's that.
I'm gonna dive in on that.
Go ahead.
Now, I did with my Jean Grey what you did with your Logan, right? Wolverine. So I replaced my Jean Grey with Rachel Summers. Yeah. So again, I'm still on that timeline, and who would I have picking like actress to go with her? Like, so my thinking is like someone sweet, but rebel tendencies. And because of a whole timeline, you know, whenever we put in, there's a timeline issue, like people are just messed up, right? And you know me, I gotta go dark. Okay, so so my Jean Grey would be, well, not Jean Grey, Emilia Clarke. Now she plays Daenerys Targaryen in Game of Thrones. Okay. No, sorry. What am I talking about? My Jean Grey would have been Targaryen, so you'd have her. But she's in the mind, and who? Oh my days! Who's the girl who plays the little girl in Game of Thrones?
I know who you're talking about. You're talking about the faceless girl.
Yeah, the faceless girl. Maisie Williams. So, go on.
Oh no, I was gonna say she's been cast in New Mutants, hasn't she?
New Mutants, has she?
Faceless girl.
Oh, the faceless girl has, but that's not who he's talking about.
That is who
That's what I'm talking about.
That is who he's talking about.
That's who I'm talking about.
That is who he's talking about.
So,
I mean, does that mean she doesn't count?
listen, this is the thing. My list was made before the rules were made. So, I'm going to stick to my guns. Yeah? So, I have Emilia Clarke playing Jean Grey. But then it'd almost be like, but it would be a Jean Grey in her mind. Right? And that's where she has the conflict. So, this is where Emilia Clarke, as the Summers daughters, would have, so it'd be like almost split personality. I would have the daughter, and at the same time I would have Jean Grey like almost installed in the mind, and this would be caused by the Phoenix itself. So it's almost like the Phoenix was reborn inside the daughter, but that's almost taking like the traces of Jean Grey's memories into a daughter.
Okay, question.
What do you guys think of that?
Now, my questions are, I've got questions. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, Rachel Summers is the child of Jean Grey and Cyclops from a different timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who Rachel Summers is. Now, if you're saying you've got Rachel Summers in your universe, yeah. Where did she come from, firstly? And is Jean Grey actually dead? Like, where's Jean Grey?
Jean Grey is physically, she's dead.
Okay.
But she still lives within.
I get that part of it. I get that part of it. But Jean Grey's actually dead.
Yeah. So we only see Jean Grey
in her mind. Yeah, okay. But
so you'd see almost like flashbacks, images.
But where did Rachel Summers come from? Is she from another timeline? Or
she's from another timeline. And this is where my whole conflict with, and this is where I put in Logan. Old Logan, because he does come back into a different timeline to find out who killed the whole team. But now the story would be kind of different. So this would be mainly about the prodigy child. So this would be about Jean Grey's and Cyclops' daughter, and this is where the majority of the conflict is.
All right, now. Firstly, I've got an issue with Emilia Clarke, being your Jean Grey, even if she's dead and even if she's in flashbacks, because I feel like this whole Game of Thrones syndrome has taken over the world, and this girl, she's just not that great of an actress. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, she's legit in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But outside of Game of Thrones, she ain't really good.
But let me
just finish. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, now, I'm just going to slide over this movie called Terminator Genisys. Terminator Genisys. Now, she's the main actor in this. Her actress, whatever you call it in 2018. She's terrible. Jack Courtney's terrible. Arnie's terrible. Like, everything's terrible about it. Like, I just want her to not do anything to do with superheroes, and it's cool. It's cool that in your movie she's only in it for a little bit and maybe only in the mind of your character. That's cool. But if you're just gonna do it in the mind, why not have someone else who's played Jean Grey? Like, I'd rather you had your Rachel Summers and had what's the girl from Game of the one who plays Jean Grey right now?
Yeah, Sophie Turner. So
if you had Sophie Turner in her head, now. I don't even like her as Jean Grey, but it makes more sense because you've seen this person play Jean Grey, or you go even older school and you get the lady who played the original Jean Grey in her head, because then you know that that Jean Grey was the Phoenix and she did die. Do you know what I'm saying? Because they actually killed her. Do you know what I'm saying? That would make sense to have that Phoenix connection.
Now my bias, because I'm not even thinking of Game of Thrones. I mean, yes, I did think of Game of Thrones, but what pulled me over even more. Because she's in the Han Solo movie. Now I'm thinking...
Who? Emilia Clarke?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm thinking... Like, where's my mind at with this? Like, where can I put you in it? Right? So that's where I brought her over, and she wouldn't actually be physically there, but she would be inside. And that's where I thought, because obviously, like, it's just where... I think she would be more like good, but still with dark intentions, making her daughter do things, like trying to, persuade her to do things, but not in a way that maybe Xavier would have done. You know what I'm saying? That's where the whole Phoenix conflict comes in.
So, what do you think?
Well, I'm kind of like, I like the idea, like you're saying, bringing in Hope Summers, but then Jean Grey's still in her mind. So that kind of idea is like cool and stuff. But I still haven't seen enough.
You haven't seen enough of the actress herself.
I haven't seen enough of the actress herself. Like, I haven't seen Terminator, and I haven't seen Game of Thrones. I'm that 1%.
Oh, okay.
Still in 2018.
I love in Game of Thrones.
I need to watch it. I'm gonna catch up with
Who are we talking about right now? Emilia Clarke or Maisie Williams?
Emilia Clarke.
Emilia Clarke, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't want to get hung up on Emilia Clarke because she's not even your Jean. She is your Jean Grey, but she's not even in the movie because in the characters are actually played by Maisie Williams, Rachel Summers. Get me now. My next thing is about Maisie Williams, yeah. Like,
That's your Hope Summers.
Yeah.
not Hope, Rachel Summers. Rachel Summers and Hope Summers are different.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So Rachel Summers, like I said, is the child of Jean Grey and Cyclops, their actual kid. Do you know what I'm saying? Hope Summers is some baby they found in the future.
Yeah.
Okay.
She hangs around with what's his name? Cable.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
my only issue with Maisie Williams is like, how many movies has she been in? Like credentials, realistically. Yeah, everyone's legit in Game of Thrones because Game of Thrones is legit. Even the bad actors in Game of Thrones are legit. Do you know what I'm saying? So how much stuff has she really been in? That's it. But obviously, if you're going with Rachel Summers, she's 20 years old. I guess she's playing the role of my Wolverine. Do you know what I'm saying? The young kid that they've got to look after and tame and stuff like that. So I'm cool with the whole concept of it. But like, just how much stuff has she been in? Is she proven? That's it. You get me?
Question, guys. Let us know what you think of it. You know, have you seen play other roles that we haven't mentioned? But yeah, there you go.
And that would be mad trippy if you had Maisie Williams playing the daughter of Sophie Turner, who is her sister in Game of Thrones. That's mad meta on its own.
That's crazy. But yeah, my Jean Grey would be Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt.
Your eyes high, you know, because she was up there on my list. I was like, put Emily Blunt in, but I found a better role for Emily Blunt. That's why I was.
Is it now?
Yeah, I didn't cast it, but I was just like, she'd be better as another character, so I just let it go.
Again, like Emily Blunt, like in my X-Men casting, like you said, I like a strong Scott Summers. I think Arnie Hammer's got a good presence. But it's like, again, you'd want a strong female as well. And for me, that was kind of difficult. Like saying, finding the right age, then finding the right actress. And I was like, right, Emily Blunt, that ticks all the boxes.
Yeah, you know what? She was on my list as well, because I was like, okay, strong female. Okay. Sicario.
Exactly.
Sicario. That was the first thing, fam. Like, okay.
One of them
But
is...
then I was like, okay, but how can I tell this story now? You know what I mean? Like I was trying to pull the story I'm trying to tell. So no, that's a really good good pick, sir. Yeah,
so there's, like you're saying, Sicario, there's Live, Die, Repeat. There's like, she's been in movies where, again...
Looper?
Yeah, she's in Looper.
There you go again, Looper. So she's been in roles where she's a strong female lead, not a damsel in distress. And I feel like...
I don't think you can get damsel in distress in the X-Men, fam.
Well, Storm in the first ones, yeah?
Storm? You mean Halle Berry Storm?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Right. That doesn't count, man. That's Legends, fam. That's not canon. Like, the whole movie's canon, apart from her.
Oh,
like,
that's how bad it goes. So, yeah, for someone to be alongside Scott Summers, but not be in the background, like they could bounce over each other, both be strong,
I want that story to be told again. I get it. Like, you know, there's no Cyclops without her, and there's no her without him. But in my world, I'm like, okay, like, I don't want to tell this story again. I don't want us to see the same thing again.
See, I don't think that story's been told. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but that's what we see all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, partners.
No, but even as partners, but if you were to get separated, same thing though. And, you know, they're both two strong people.
I know. That's the thing. I really just don't think the story's been told. Like, in the first movies, like, I don't even, like, they weren't even, I didn't even feel like they was ever together. Yeah, and right now, they're not together. They're both kids, you know what I'm saying? So I don't. Now, I have to dive on this Emily Blunt thing, yeah? Because I love Emily Blunt. She might be like my favourite female actress. You know what I'm saying? She's in everything that's nang. But she is too strong for the role of Jean Grey.
Yeah, she's gonna murk everyone.
Now, it's mad.
Exactly.
It's mad.
Like, murk everyone.
She's like, I was looking at her and I was just like, you are just not, she's not Jean Grey. She's just too strong.
She's just a phoenix.
Like, there you go, she's ready.
Yeah.
Her presence is too strong. Like, physically, she's too strong. Like, she, like, if I was gonna cast it, would be like my rogue. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's good rogue.
Like, this is like when Emily Blunt shows up, someone's going through a wall. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's got that kind of presence. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, that I'm here to beat somebody's ass kind of presence. That's what she's about. Like, look at her role in Looper. She's looking after a kid. The first time you see her, she walks out onto the porch with a shotgun.
Yeah,
fam. Live, Die, Repeat, fam. She's in there murking hundreds and aliens, all this doing backflips, all of that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, to me that's not Jean Grey. Like that's why I couldn't cast her because she's too raw. She's too savage for that, man. She's too savage. She either needs to be a villain or she needs to be someone like Rogue, or like the original Miss Marvel. You know that Rogue steals her powers from. Like that is someone that I feel like Emily Blunt would slide better into the role of. But I do think that she would look good next to Armie Hammer. That was a good pick, though. Get me, Raven. I think it's back on you. You know,
back on me. Yeah. Let me go with. All right, let's go. Hold on, we just did the. We just male, female. Male, back to female. Alright, so should we go with a male, yeah? Alright, cool. Should I pick? You know what? Let's go with Professor X. Let's go with Xavier.
Does it mean I get to go first again this time? Is that free? Has it gone round? Have you gone for? I don't know.
Yeah, no, you can pick your Professor X. Go on, sir. Do the honours.
Now. Do you know what? Yeah, it was funny because I think I picked Magneto and my Magneto picks my Professor X. Like them two go hand in hand together.
Right.
So I'm thinking of like, all right, I need an older actor. Yeah. Not what's his name? Not Al Pacino old. Do you know what I'm saying? Not like 70. I'm not going 70. I need you to be old enough to be Jake Gyllenhaal's dad, but not too old to where you're not grown up in a similar generations. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I went with the one, the only, Gary Leonard Oldman.
Okay.
So Gary Oldman's 59 years old. He's gonna play like a 65-year-old Professor Xavier for me. Obviously, bullhead, wheelchair. Now, I don't know if there's any actor on the roads right now better than Gary Oldman, fam. Like, Gary Oldman's sick. Like, he just did, what's the movie? Winston Churchill, do you know what I'm saying? Like, man's probably going to get an Oscar for that. Like, he's sick. I needed a wiser actor. I need a wiser actor who's old, who's got that kind of gravitas that people want to listen to. But also, I feel like Gary Oldman usually plays these roles of like, I don't know how to explain, but Commissioner Gordon, do you know what I'm saying? Like someone who's got power. Even he just played Winston Churchill, like I'm saying. He plays that position of power, but he plays it from a very like emotionally low place. Like you can connect with his character in Commissioner Gordon. Like you know where he's coming from. You know like he's coming from a good place, blah, blah, blah. But also, he has an edge of I've been through some stuff.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing that I wanted to go with because I feel like with Patrick Stewart's portrayal of Professor Xavier, listen, I love it. It's amazing. It's everything. But he's too good. Except for in Logan where he's a bit nuts and he swears and do you know what I'm saying? But he's still he's losing his mind. That's what I'm saying. But he's still very, very good. Then I think of McAvoy's Professor Xavier. Also, he's a bit more youthful because he talks to women and he's in love and stuff, but he's still too good. Gary Oldman can be that, listen, I've done a couple things that aren't right, and that's why I'm so steadfast on this side of the track. Right. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, you know when you do something right, you do something wrong, and you actually learn from it. That's who my Professor Xavier is. Like, he wasn't just born like, everything has to be like this because we can just live together. I want him to be one of the protesters. Like, in mine, him and Magneto used to protest these things together, but then he did something, and he's like, okay, I'm never doing that again. This is why I'm like this now. Do you know what I'm saying? This is why I've got to raise this generation to be better than I was when I was their age. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's the conflict that separates him and Magneto. Do you know what I'm saying? That I believe we can make this a better world if we work with them, because I know with the power I've got, like, man can wipe these man out instantly. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's my Gary Oldman. I feel like he's got that edge to him in him. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the man could go schizo if something was just to like go off, and I can imagine him having a history.
Exactly.
And he's like, "You just go for one of you."
Yeah, like, bro, Like you could, like the thing is, I feel like they always play Professor Xavier like just too safe. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And all he has to have done was mind trick someone, and they had a car accident and killed someone by accident, not even on purpose. Just being upset. Like, fam, you're 25 years old. You can tell people what to do. Like, you got drunk. Like, they saw him drinking in first class. Like, he could have got drunk and been like, "Oh, you're an idiot." Like, you know, in Man of Steel, where he messes up that guy's truck. You got to believe that these things really would have happened if you've got these people with powers. And I want Professor Xavier to be that guy who's so smart, do you know what I'm saying, that he knows he did the wrong thing and he learned from his mistake. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what put him on this path. Because to me, like, I'm never going to believe the character who just woke up and, oh, I'm just a good person for forever for no reason. Like, bruv, like, you must have gone through something. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's who Gary Oldman is. That's why he's my Professor Xavier.
This is Kanan Jarrus, Jedi Knight, and if you can hear this message, then you've found the Cyber Nerds. May the Force be with you.
What you got, Sam?
I've got Coquelin Phoenix as my Professor Xavier. Again, like, the guy has a good, how can I explain it? He's always been in a position of leadership again. He was in Gladiator. There was another. He's been in her.
Do you mean Joaquin Phoenix?
You said Joaquin Phoenix.
So yes, Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix.
Okay, it's just the ways. Sorry for butchering your name, but yeah, Phoenix, Mr. Phoenix. I like his presence, and again, obviously he would bounce off my Magneto.
Fam, he's not bouncing off Magneto, fam. Not this guy.
You don't think
This
so?
guy is joining with Magneto, fam.
No, my Magneto, he's the guy, he's like schizo, but this guy, I think he can bounce off my Magneto. Like, he speaks intelligently, he knows what he's talking about, and I feel like how can I explain it? His motives, you can kind of be behind it and kind of know what he's going through at the same time.
Fam, I'm over here laughing, yeah, but man picked the Emperor, fam.
Yeah. Nah, this is.
I thought I was dark. Man, I went with the Professor Xavier, fam. The whole world is getting shut down.
That was a different movie, though. That's a different movie.
Oh my days.
Sam, do you know what? Yeah, like, I'm just this shit. Like, I want to know who your Magneto is, Sam, because this should be your Magneto. Like,
Oh my!
I don't know who your Magneto is, fam. Like, because the thing is, I thought about Joaquin Phoenix, but the only role he could play was Magneto.
Yeah,
and for me, he wasn't old enough to be my Magneto, so I was just like, let me just leave this guy out. Sam, look at this guy's face.
Well, he's just playing that bad guy, yeah?
This guy is just evil, brother.
Nah.
Look, if you'd have told me, it's like, okay, something like, I don't know, something like, because you're talking about your whole list. You said is at the first X-Men, right at the beginning. Bam! I do not see this guy at the beginning. Because if he's at the beginning, fam, then we won't even get close to Sentinels, fam. Because these man would just shut down.
You guys are sticking at the roles where he's been a schizo.
Look at his face, fam.
It's the way he talk, though.
Yo, fam. He killed the Emperor, fam. He suffocated his dad,
You're just proving my point.
Like,
You're just proving my point. You've never seen a guy in a role where he's been in emotions.
fam, he's one of those characters, when he gets emotional, fam, he's peak, fam. He's peak.
Exactly, so he plays in a role where he can be a bit schizo and you kind of know where he's coming from. You guys seen her?
I haven't seen
Your
it.
errors is my mistake.
This is my point. The guy can also be a good guy.
Maybe I'm too salty because Gladiator is one of my all-time favorite movies.
There you go.
Oh, who's the guy?
The thing is, Sam, it's like I understand your point. Like he's just a good actor, and he probably could play Professor Xavier and do it well. But I feel like you'd be wasting the anger this guy has in his heart, bro. Because this guy is definitely unstable.
Oh, God,
do you get what I'm saying?
Days, fam.
I know he's on. That's why like I said, I want Xavier because he has that as well. In the other movies, he has where he's like, I don't actually care what you guys are talking about. I want to do what I'm gonna do. You see it in the comics as well, like same thing.
Yeah,
like.
I mean this, and you know what? Yeah, this is why I think this whole topic today is so nice, because man can just go and pick up any sort of X-Men timeline, you know, or you know, you can go on Uncanny, X-Men, you know, etc. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, you know what? I probably wouldn't mind him in Uncanny. because there's a time where a different crew of the X-Men come through and they do things completely different. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing with Professor Xavier. He's been on that goody two shoes path for way too long that a lot of times it's been proven that he was wrong. Like his approaches were wrong. So I could easily see him coming back from the future and be like, yo, what you've done, what I tried to do didn't work. So now man moves a bit more, savage, a bit more like Magneto, but less extremist.
Yes.
Yeah? But you still have that, that
I do what I do,
aura that this guy has.
Yeah.
I could play with that. But this man is too savage, fam. For the beginning, we're not getting past the Sentinels. The Sentinels not even getting built, fam. They're not getting built, fam.
This guy is not Professor Xavier in any timeline.
He's moved into everything, fam. Everything. That's the only way I could see him.
Did you give your Professor Xavier already?
No, I haven't. No.
What's your one?
My one would be Ian McGregor. Ewan, sorry. Butchering names in there.
Shout out to man like Obi-Wan. Hey.
Obi-Wan. Now, again, I think he would be in such a tough position in my world, my X-Men world, because it would be like, we've got this little girl, then you've got like an old man Logan, then you'd have like, guys who just went over 30, so they're not kids anymore, and they kind of have their own little sort of take on how, if this is my mission, this is how we run it. If this is Storm's mission, this is how we run it, sort of thing. And he's maybe about 15 years older than, the X-Men. So he's almost like 60. You know what I mean? So I think he would be a good role for my X-Men. Like, he's not goody two shoes. He does bend the rules, but at the same time, he sticks to his path. So I'm no longer playing that, that same sort of Professor Xavier that we've seen all the time. We've seen a Professor Xavier with good experience, who's been around, who's seen different powers, who's seen the way different characters are, because let's be honest, I think we've seen too much of him trying to make everybody sort of the same. While this one is like, he accepts who they are, and all he tries to do is make them make their own decisions, but just less, I guess I would say extreme. You know what I'm saying? But it would still be like, that's who you are. I just accept that. But we still have to go on about things, the right way. So that's why I picked him. And I just love this guy, man. Come on, man. Shout out to you.
I feel like Raven's just casting Game of Thrones and X-Men and Star Wars characters into the...
You know what? Yeah. Like, I did not do this on purpose. I did not know. Sorry, I did not. Like, now that you're saying it, like, it makes a lot of sense. Like, I'm like, yo, I actually kind of did that. Like, but I actually was just thinking how I just went back to movies and saw
Star Wars movies. Yeah, I get it.
You know what? Not even. You know what? I saw Black Hawk Down the other day, and I was like, and he's in it. So I was like, all right, cool. Maybe that's where I got him from. You know what I'm saying? Like, when man just watching movies and he's just back of your mind. But
I don't think it's a bad choice. Do you get what I'm saying? But it's like, I just don't think he's old enough. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
That's the thing. You can make him old enough.
You can
make him old enough.
You can make him old enough.
I don't want him to be like super old.
I get what you're
I
saying,
just want him to be like old enough to be able to tell these guys when you're wrong, what I want. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be like, yo, okay, like, you don't want you just hit like your fist on the table, like, yo, no and yes sort of thing. But at the same time, I don't want him to baby them because they, you know what I'm saying? So there's that level between them.
I think my issue with it is like, he as an actor, or he as Ewan McGregor, just doesn't have enough gravitas, like, do you know what I'm saying? He's not, like, I'm going to look at him and be like, it's Ewan McGregor, innit? It's not like Professor Xavier's like Patrick Stewart. He's like one of these big boy, he's always a big boy actor like Ewan McGregor. I just don't feel like he's that guy. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you actually get one point?
I think we're just like, again, like, I think it's just looking at what we've had and that sort of face that you had for him. Well, I'm going completely away from the traditional, and I'm just making a different sort of, I guess you could call it a different universe of X-Men. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where I'm at, because it's just going to be different. And the thing is that we get it all the time in different, maybe because I read different X-Men books. So that's why I'm at where I'm at, like, just thinking how I would recast where I would see this universe of X-Men. So that's where I'm at. Well, maybe you guys are thinking like, okay, you would just replace and you add your own little twist and here and there, and that's it. But me, I'm getting completely away from that.
All right.
We just go for Magneto.
Yeah, I think we should just.
Yeah, we should just go for Magneto. Ooh, my Magneto, Jesus Christ! Oh my days! Either you guys are gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. You probably mostly gonna hate it.
Well, I'm gonna jump with Magneto, and I'm gonna go with Christoph Waltz.
Oh,
So
yeah, Christoph Waltz. Like I said, he had to be someone that would bounce off
Joaquin Phoenix.
And again, like, this guy in his movies has been that kind of guy who has an agenda and nothing or no one will stand in his way. So I think he can lead the Brotherhood. Like, you try and tell this man something and it's just not going to happen. Like, the man has one way of thinking and he goes, no, it's not going to work. So I think, even against the X-Men, I think they would, like, fear him kind of thing. So.
fam, what I gotta tell you is the X-Men are running the world, fam. These two, man. He was actually one of my. I actually did look at him. I do see where you're coming from. He does have that charisma of, you know, someone who just do what he wants and the way he sees things. I do agree with that. But because of your Professor Xavier, I think that's just way too much.
Bruv.
We get way too dark over it. We might have to call this X-Men Dark or something.
This is just a mad pick. Your last two picks have been nuts, bro. The thing is, yeah, I understand, yeah, Christoph Waltz usually plays a villain, blah blah blah. Yeah, I see that. But this guy isn't the guy who's been in a concentration camp. He's the guy who was running the concentration camp. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, look at my man's face, bro.
There you go.
Are you looking at these guys' faces before
Wait. Let me just quote him. He said he's not the guy who was in the concentration camp. He was the guy running it.
That's who Christoph Waltz. That's what I'm saying. Bro, no, bro. You're picking a Magneto, bro. This guy ain't a Jew, bro. This guy is a German, fam.
Yeah, fam.
Like, bro. Like, no, this guy is too. He's too. For me, even like, you look at these movies. He's too suave. He's too good talking. Like, to me, he's just not Magneto, bro. Like, I don't see this guy ripping a car apart and slamming it into someone's face, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
Stabbing people.
Yeah, like, this is the guy who runs the Hellfire Club, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is just me, like Christoph Waltz, bro.
You know what Magneto does, though?
You know what? I see him more as a member of Hydra, if anything, fam.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, he looks like he's a German, bro. No offense to any Germans, like, listening. I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to be funny or anything. I just mean, like, he just doesn't look like. He just doesn't look like a torture victim, bruv. Like how Magneto, like look at, bruv, what's his name? Fassbender, bruv. And look at the Ian McKellen, bruv. Like, these guys are guys who have been through struggles, fam. Like, this guy's, bruv, he's about to drink 4 martinis, bruv.
That's what makes us for, isn't it? This is what I'm saying. Like, you guys but I think he can play the role correctly. I
Shaken,
think man
not
can come like that.
stirred.
I just
Throw in an olive or two, fam.
I don't know, Sam.
Yeah, this pick is mad. But you know what, yeah? It does make sense. It does make sense because it makes sense. No, it makes sense in Sam's world, yeah.
Because he picked Joaquin Phoenix as Professor Xavier.
But not only that, a few weeks ago, Sam was the same person who was killing Apocalypse. A man completely ignored
Fassbender and Magneto.
Fassbender. So
because
it does make sense. In a way, it does make sense, Joe. It's alright.
There's no way, Sam.
Alright, what's alright? Cool.
There's no way. I'm not getting over this, fam.
This is the madness, man. You know what we should do, yeah? We should do like a little collage, yeah? Of like these characters that we've picked. And just be like, okay, here's my X-Men. Then I think did you do that? Did you like mentally
I did.
try to you did that?
Mm-hmm.
In my head, I just saw like my movie poster with everyone's face.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to see his movie poster with
These reasons about
with Joaquin Phoenix bald and this guy with a Magneto helmet on, fam. That's no way, bro.
X-Men Dark. That's what I call it, fam.
That's
X-Men
savage.
Dark.
Isn't there a comic called X-Men Dark Days?
That's
Who's got Dark Days? I know there's a comic out there.
But it's way too many of them, bro. Way too many of them.
That's Sam's universe. I want to go next anyway.
Go on.
So my Magneto, yeah. I told you, I picked my Magneto, and it directly made me pick my Professor Xavier, and I think because these two man go together very well. Now, my Magneto is Bryan Cranston. Now, I thought of Gary Oldman, and I was like, who out there is like his counterpart? You know what I'm saying? Who would I want to see him go head to head with, fam? And it's Bryan Cranston. I think of Bryan Cranston from what's the show called?
Breaking Bad.
From Breaking Bad, yeah, playing a good guy who's the bad guy. Do you know what I'm saying? And now there's no better definition of Magneto than a guy who believes in his soul he is good, but this guy is destroying the world, bruv. Like that is Magneto, fam. You know what I'm saying? So I took Bryan Cranston, and I look at him at not just in Breaking Bad, but like other movies he's been in and shows where everything's fine, and then he just erupts.
Flip.
He has this, like something happens and he's just someone else, fam. And that is the Magneto I want. I want the Magneto that is much like Fassbender's Magneto, but his Magneto is always a bit of a savage because he's younger. I want this to be a Magneto who's very diplomatic, talks about stuff very deeply, but then something happens and it's just over. Like it's no talking. It's the Magneto from the comic books where he's lost his powers and got them back, and they're half like. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if you've read. I don't know what the name of the actual series is. You know the newest Magneto where he's lost his powers and it's on the threats.
Magneto, the comic book, yeah.
Yeah, the comic book series.
Magneto.
Yes, it was called Magneto. This is an amazing run, man. And I'd want more of that kind of Magneto, where it's like his powers aren't over the top. Like he's not pulling metal out of the ground right now. He's at like 15%, but that makes him so much more dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Because like he has to use anything, and he has to use it extremely to get what he wants done. Also, Magneto's not going to be the main villain in my movie. Also, like he's just going to be like what like Wolverine was in the other movies, where his storyline comes in and out, it weaves in and out, but he's going to be a villain 3 movies down the line once he's got his powers back and stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? In this, he's just there just to be there. And I think Gary Oldman and Bryan Cranston coming head to head, having those conversations, playing chess together in a park, doing that thing there, I think these two together is a madness, bro. I think it'd be sick.
That's you know what? That's a very good pick. This guy, it's hard, man. You just look at his movies, and this would be a bold Magneto too, to me.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
This would
no,
be a
bro.
bold
In the
Magneto,
comic series, he's bald.
He's bold.
Fam, that's where we're at, fam.
Rugged. I can just already see like it's. I'm trying to figure the name of the place where he had all the mutants, and he gets killed off, and then man just he doesn't. He's not powerful, but he can still duppy people like in the most savage way. Like, and all he's trying to do now is it's not like he has his own agenda. The only thought he has now is just to protect his people. He's not even going out of his way to make, you know, points or anything like that like before. He's just literally like survival and trying to make, I think it's Utopia.
Utopia. Yeah.
All right, where it's actually a place where he built just for the mutants. So like we no longer have to be, you know, living amongst is it Homo sapiens?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's just like, all right, you guys, you know, we've been in this fight for far too long. All right, don't want to be in contact with you. We just want to live amongst ourselves, and that's that. But you guys still don't want to let go of it. So now it's peak, like, you know what I mean? But it's still not powerful. And did you finish that run?
Of Utopia?
No, of Magneto.
What do you mean finish it? When did it end? I read it. I mean, is it still going on now? I don't know.
No.
Yeah. Then I read all of it. Yeah.
So it's just like man's just all out, you know, sacrificing himself, mind, body, just for the sake of the mutants. I like that. I like that a lot. Now, my Magneto, I completely switched up. It's the same conflict, but instead of Eric, I always get his last name wrong. And instead of being a Jew, he's on the other side of the world. So he's still part of a concentration camp. And in a way, is also connected to Wolverine. And I went to get this.
Who's the actor's name?
I haven't.
Oh, sorry. Oh, you said Eric. I thought that was
no. Eric is in Eric the
Magneto.
Okay, his government name. Obviously, he's a Jew, but my guy is not a Jew. All right, but he's still from a concentration camp, so he still went through the warfares, and in a way, is still connected with the old timeline of Wolverine, because he was also in Japan. So we have that whole Asia conflict. I think it was between China and Japan. So where there's camps there, but I think this is just before also World War II. Okay, and my Magneto would be Donnie Yen. All right, so now listen to this. Now, have you man seen Hitman?
That's quite recent, isn't it?
Not recent.
I see.
Hitman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the second one, he's actually in war, and man looks rugged, like working in coal mines. Alright, so this is why I'm picking him. I'm not picking him. Obviously, I know you guys would probably think
Star Wars.
Chirrut Imwe. No, I'm actually going through the Ip Man movies where there's a conflict between the Japanese and the Chinese, and this is where I'm picking this story from, and this is where his struggles were, and so it'd be the same thing as Eric, but it's just a different part of the world, and this is where my Magneto is. Now, because he also worked in the coal mines, so this is where he starts to pick up like his powers with the metal and everything. And I would also tie up a little bit with Wolverine as well, because he was also on that side of the world at some point. So that's my pick. I completely, like I said, I just wanted to like completely different X-Men.
You got that right.
Because fam, you gotta think about it, like it's just we always get different timelines of X-Men. Like you get different powers. Sometimes characters are even similar to the older generation. They just switch it up a little bit. Either the guy is fat or slim, or if he's from South America, or or something like that. So I decided to just go completely the opposite way.
Donnie Yen.
Donnie Yen, fam. And Donnie Yen is also known for putting in his input in characters as well. Like just making the character fit into the story. He's known for that. He's got that skill under his belt. So he's not just gonna follow up, he's gonna integrate into that character. So I feel if you was to put, okay, you're playing the other side of this character, and you go and does his homework, man would pull it off.
No. I thought Sam's pick was mad. This is too far. This is too far.
Why is it too far?
It's just no.
What are you thinking right now?
Bro, why is Donnie Yen Magneto? That's what I'm thinking. Like, why is...
Okay, now
why is Donnie Yen Magneto?
Because I couldn't find a. I went through a series of Asian actors that could fit that role, and I was like, I couldn't find really one that would be like into that.
Another thing with the Donnie Yen thing is it's much like the Emily Blunt thing for me as well. Like, Donnie Yen is one of those physical guys. Like, you've never seen him in a movie not throw a punch. Magneto don't throw punches. You know,
but see, that's the thing. You're thinking of that. Like,
I'm thinking of the character of Magneto, and there's no incarnations, comic books, any source material where he's out there doing all this kung fu stuff, fam.
Bro,
like,
but he wouldn't have to do kung fu stuff.
Alright,
cool. He would be using, like I said, like he would be using like the powers of Magneto.
Yeah, that's fine. And
you would not like.
That's
what I'm saying. Like
that's then my issue that you've cast Donnie Yen, someone who is famous. It's like, bruv, it's like putting Jackie Chan in your movie and him not doing none of his own stunts, bruv. That's not why you cast that man. You cast someone else for that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Donnie Yen is an action dude fighting boom 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 boom. If you put him in a movie, I'd rather see him as like a duplicate man, where he can make 8 of himself and fight people, as opposed to like being someone like Magneto, who's bruv. Like, I'm just the thing is, half of your logic for it is calm. The whole concentration camps, yeah, that's in Asia. Boom, 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 boom. I'm cool with that part, but it's the Donnie Yen part of it that, fam.
So do you have? My question is to you then. Do you know an Asian actor?
No, I don't know an Asian. I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. But
that's also bad. Do you know what I'm saying? Because
why is it also bad?
You should have went to unknown. You should have looked for unknowns as opposed to Donnie Yen.
Do you think the internet?
I didn't listen. I'm not getting into the internet, but I'm just saying.
Exactly. I can only go so far. And I've got a couple of movies, like Asian movies, but I'm like, I can't see these guys portray what I know from this character. He actually knows how to portray, and I know where he's known for stunts and fighting. But if you know the guy, he's also known for the stories and how to play the right roles for it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe because you don't know much about him, you only see him, Rogue One or Hitman.
Well, I just got one.
What's that?
First of all, I don't get the whole. Well, I like the story about, like I saying, him being elsewhere. Like, I don't mind that because sometimes you can change up characters and
it doesn't compromise who they are.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fine. That's why I don't have
cool.
an issue with that.
But then, like you're saying, like Donnie Yen being as Magneto, like you're saying, you're casting someone from what they've been doing before. That's the conflict
that you
there.
know of.
Yeah,
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But he's also known for the story and how to be able to think.
And like I said, like we don't really know too many Asian actors, so I wanted to go look up a list. And what about the guy from Inception?
Inception, which one?
Look, oh my god, that's a mad pick.
His name is
That's a mad pick, son.
Ken Watanabe? I'm butchering him, sorry, but come on now.
Ken Watanabe, Watanabe. I can't say.
There you go, see? Bro,
see,
that's a perfect
that's a Magneto.
if you want to be Asian.
There you go. That's an Asian Magneto. Donnie Yen is not.
Ken Watanabe.
Yeah, Watanabe. Ken Watanabe.
Okay, let's
Sam, that is great.
Oh,
exactly. That's great. The reason that's great is because that's the kind of actor that's got gravitas. You'd look at, you'd listen to. He looks like he's been in a concentration camp.
Thank you.
Even Donnie Yen don't. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and that was my issue with it. It's like it's not that it's Donnie. It's not that it's like the story made sense. Oh yeah, concentration camp, wherever. But bruv, like Donnie Yen ain't Magneto. Like even if he has input on stories himself, the characters he portrays and blah blah blah, he's not a Magneto, fam. Watanabe.
Because what you've seen from him, but that's what I'm saying. You guys only go on about from what you've known from him.
What movie does he not fight in, or would not throw punches, bro?
But what I'm saying is he's also known for changing and be able to adapt to a narrative. And obviously, I get it that man's known for throwing punches and all that.
the thing he's adapting in these stories is how to fight. You know what I'm saying? Because he knows that better than these other people. They're like, oh, we want a fight scene here. And he's putting his input into that because he knows it better than everyone else, fam. This isn't a guy rewriting scripts, fam. That's why he barely talks in movies, bruv. You know what I'm saying?
He barely talks in movies because man's in the thing,
no, bruv, because man's not an actor. Man's not an actor like that.
Bruv, if he's an Asian, man talks, fam.
Bro, I'm just saying.
Talks, but because
this is not an Asian movie.
Obviously, bruv. What do you mean, bruv? If you've got someone from a different place, then fam, the X-Men, they're not all from America, fam. We all know this. So for example, so if I was to cast Storm, so she wouldn't talk as well because she's not American.
No, I don't have an issue with that. I'm talking about his past movies that are big American movies.
But what I'm giving you guys is that is what he's also known for, but that's not shown, that's not highlighted in the Hollywood.
Man's not Magneto. That's all I'm saying. I just don't think he's a Magneto.
That's cool. From what I know, from my experience with the actor, I could see it. But what you've pointed at, Sam, Ken Watanabe is very good as well. I did not see him. I could not find him when I was doing my research. But that's a really good one as well. I could actually see him play as well.
Alright, cool.
So are we done with Magneto now?
We never started with Magneto. Both of you, your picks were mad.
So we got Beast, left,
Storm.
Alright, cool. We're gonna go. What are we gonna go with? Beast or Storm? Which one?
I say Storm.
Storm. Alright, cool. Let's go with Storm.
Alright, I'm just gonna throw my pick out there first. My pick out there has never been in any major movies, but she's a really good actress. I've been watching her in the new show, Star Trek, Discovery. She's like a really nerdy African American. She's a really good actress as well. Her name's Sonequa Martin Green. She's 32 years old, much like the same age as my Cyclops and my Jean Grey. Obviously, she's going to be a teacher at the school. Now, I wanted to throw in an unknown actor because I felt like when you've got these movies with big names, it's always good to get someone in who no one knows, who can come out and shine. And I think that she is going to be, like, in the next couple of years, one of these actresses that break through mad. And I think if they could be smart enough to see it and put her in the role as Storm right now, it would just help everything moving forward. Especially when they did the reverse in the old X-Men movies, and it was like, well, let's stunt cast the Storm role with Halle Berry. I want them do the reverse of that and put a relatively unknown actress in the role so that she can shine through and they can be like, rah, she needs to be in more things. Also, with Black Panther coming out, they took like the top 50 African American actresses and they put it in that. And I think that she's one of those ones who should even be in Black Panther, but she's not. So I put her in as Storm.
You know what? It's mad because you just mentioned Halle Berry, like, because we would have been way off just casting a nobody and just still act better. Like, there you go. Like, you could pick. I'm pretty sure we could go down the road right now, go to Asda, and just select any random girl, and you'd still perform better than Halle Berry, fam. Because that was atrocious, fam. It made me, like, I really, really dislike that Storm. Like, and Storm is one of my favorite X-Men females. It's mad. But I see she's also in Walking Dead.
Yeah. She's in the Walking Dead. She's been in Law and Order. She's been in lots of TV shows, but like she's done a couple movies, but not big. Like no one knows who she is. No one will know who she is. That's my point. So cool. I think she could do it. She's pretty legit as well.
I don't know much about her, but I like the fact that you went someone that's not unknown. I think that's what we need more of that instead of just stunt cast. Man, I think that's just ridiculous to do that.
Some names just get the check in it.
Yeah, but you know what? Yeah, okay, all right, cool. But what if? All right, so say for example, all right, so you can just go for the name. The movie sucks. Within the first week, gets booed. Yeah. Or you can cast a nobody. Say the first week you watch like, oh, brilliant. Which one do you think is still going to do better?
I'm not an executive.
You know
So.
what I'm saying? Like,
the thing is,
I don't understand that.
I'm
that
gonna
logic.
come to the defense of Halle Berry in that movie, because.
What, is it Swordfish or whatever?
No. Regardless of whether she's done movies where she's good and she's done movies where she's terrible, but like, she doesn't have much to do in the movie anyway. Do you know what I'm saying?
Because she
and
can't
if
write.
No, and if but that's the thing. The script's written before you cast it. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't think they wrote the script thinking we're gonna cast Halle Berry in this role. I think they wrote the script. And the Storm character in the movie is just dead anyway. It's just a crap actor. I mean, a crap character in the story that they read. And then they messed up because they either messed up or they tried to fix it with like, well, we've got a crap actor or a crap character in the movie. Let's just put Halle Berry in it because that will get some buzz around it. Or like they could have potentially put unknown and tanked that person's whole career. Do you know what I'm saying? Like so. Like, Halle Berry, she's not good in the movie, but I don't know if it'd be any better if they put unknown because Cyclops was an unknown. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the rest of the characters were unknown. Like, and
even Hugh Jackman, relatively at that time.
Yeah,
when you think about it.
Yeah, like just everyone. So it's just like some of them flourished, some of them didn't. Like,
Only the two main was Xavier and Magneto. Those were probably the only two big guys.
So like, I just rather go the opposite way this time because I've already got so many big hitters in the movie. Like I've already got big boy stars. So I just put her in and see how she goes. Sink or swim.
Now, my beast.
Bruv, who's your Storm?
Oh, sorry, my Storm. That's where I'm at right now, right? Is that what? Oh, yeah, Storm.
Yeah.
So, my Storm. So, you know, like, it's a struggle trying to find, like, black female characters, like, just out there that could really portray. And obviously Storm, like I really took to heart like trying to pick this character because Storm is my favorite female X-Men. So my Storm, and she's not known in Hollywood, but she's done one of the most epic and iconic Brazilian movies, City of Gods and the series City of Men. Okay, so Roberta Rodriguez, she's in City of Gods. She's very well known in Brazil. She's got a good sense of character, like strong character that I can see her as a Storm, right? And she would actually act unlike Halle Berry, like that. She's a character that you can be like, here's your script, and she would nail it. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, picking her, I would also like to see more actresses or actors from different places coming through into the big screens because there's so many out there. Like I watch a lot of foreign movies. There's a lot of sick ones out there, and I feel that she'll be able to portray and at the same time expand a bit more selection of actors and actresses. So, did you guys watch City of God?
Yeah, I've seen City of God.
All right, so that's that. That's my pick, Roberta Rodriguez.
Okay.
What I was gonna say about her, she seems calm, innit? She's been in lots of Brazilian movies. I can see.
Right, yeah, she's one of the top. But another thing is like in Brazil they have this whole thing of just casting for that street thing. But she's one of the actors that actually she can stand up to her own with all those, and she's also been in a lot of like top roles within. She's not just been like a side cast. She's actually been at the top whenever she's doing one of the her movies in Brazil or series for that matter.
Yeah, my pick for Storm. And I kind of had like a hard time trying to find someone. I think I had Stackshaw, again, would be a teacher, and seemed kind of wise. And I came across Kerry Washington. She's been in, I think she's in a TV show at the moment.
Oh,
well, you've seen it.
Stop it! Stop it!
The TV show she was in was Scandal. She did pretty well in that. movies.
She was the thing's girlfriend,
Yeah.
wasn't she?
That's it,
She
yeah.
was blind.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
eyes
no.
shut your mouth.
That was what? Fantastic Four, wasn't
Fantastic
it?
Four, yeah.
Fantastic Four,
That was the first one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She was that. Been in Django Unchained. She's been in a couple of movies, and yeah, like I feel like she can hold a role, be teacher, be wise, as well as hold the role as Storm. So
You know, it's magic picking her, yeah. I'm not a fan of celebrities, yeah.
never mind.
But she's just gorgeous, fam.
That's what I mean, like,
She's gorgeous, fam.
I think she could do like Storm some justice. Way better than previous Storms, that's for sure. But yeah, I like her. Like I said, I think she's got the stature and everything.
See, I looked her up here, but I wanted my Storm to be a tone darker, like skin-wise. Like I just wanted her to be a bit darker, like she's from a hot place. Like, and then, you know what? Yeah, speaking about that, I even looked at couple of Sudanese models because, like, you know, they're really dark skinned. But I was like, at the same time, okay, that's just the looks. But am I gonna get the acting with it? And I really want the acting with it. I don't want it to be, you know, just you just standing there and you look amazing. You know what I'm saying? But I did look her up, but I was just like, you're just too light for me. Like for my Storm, that is. But she's a really good pick. I really like her, man. What else? Yeah, Django. Yeah, she's sick in Django.
So she's done some quite good roles.
Save the Last Dance as well. Yeah, she's the daughter. The Last King.
Oh, cool. See, exactly. See.
The Last King. She's also in The Last King. The Last King is very good. I think.
Yes, I can't really think of any roles where she's just like too much in the background.
No, man. She does have that strong charisma. She does have that strong, you know, female portray. So I you know, like I said, she was in my list, innit? So the only reason why she didn't make it, you know, maybe she was a bit darker. Maybe maybe if I'd have seen like a picture of her like a bit more tan, you know what I'm saying, I'd have picked her. But no, that's not the case, is it? But that's a good pick.
I think it's a good pick as well. One thing I forgot to say about my pick, as well as picking Storm as an unknown, I picked Storm as an unknown as well because I think if you introduce the X-Men in 2020, in like 2023, you can have the storyline of Black Panther and Storm getting together. So that's why I picked mine as an unknown, because Chadwick Boseman is a known actor now. 3 years from now, he'll be a megastar. If they cast her in 2020, 2 years after that, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be right at that time where they're both peaking. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why I picked my actress as well. But I just remembered that while you was talking about yours, because I was looking at how old your actress is. Yeah. She's 41. Yeah. Chadwick Boseman's also 41, but obviously, you know, the black belt crap. Yeah. So,
wait, would you guys like to see that? Would you guys like to see at some point? Would you like to see like a Black Panther movie where, I don't know, maybe she doesn't have to particularly be in it, but there's like a reference. Maybe there's a picture of her like in his office.
I would actually.
No. See, I don't want it how you're saying.
You actually want them to be together, like.
I don't.
Even a cameo. You know how Marvel just do cameos. I would like you're saying, them at least to be in the same world, Africa.
Like at least the presence of them being together is being acknowledged. Or would you actually want no, both of them are in there like acting?
I would like it like if they are together. I need to see how they got. I want to see every single step of this courtship. Right. Do you know what I'm saying? If I don't want it just to be alluded to, like, oh, but man's just got a picture of Storm in his office, like, oh, they've just been together for years. No, I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would like it to be very much like the Scarlet Witch and Vision thing, where they was made from the stone that made him. Do you know what I'm saying? He saves her. Then the next time we see him in another movie, they're talking about cooking. Then the next time we see him in the trailer, they're about to kiss. You know, like, I would like to see more than that, but I would like to see that, like, you know what I'm saying? What's his name? Black Panthers in America. For some reason, they're having a conference between mutants and the Avengers. And then they meet, and they're like, "Oh, I'm from Wakanda," and she's like, "Oh, I'm from wherever, like the country next door, or Nigeria, or wherever she's from." And they're like, "Okay, boom, boom, boom," and then it delves in deeper into how she's part of the political stuff in her country because obviously she's one of the X-Men. They look at her like a queen, and then Black Panther 3 comes and they've got to gang up with that whole African nations are coming together. Yeah, they're doing a thing, bruv. Like, I want to see it all. I don't want to just...
African wedding that, yeah?
Yeah, bruv. Coming to America,
John
fam.
Price and that, yeah?
Coming to America without a chick jumping up and down
that,
like a dog and all, bruv. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'd like to see the whole thing if they're going to go there. I don't want it to be just brushed over. You know what I'm saying?
Alright. Cool. Alright, so I've got my last one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, switching up the verse. My Beast. Okay, so this is my last one. And I picked Danai Gurira. Okay, now she's okay, or if I pronounce that properly, she's a member of the Dora Milaje in Black Panther. Now, before someone tells me off, again, I picked my list before the rules were set, so I'm sticking with it. Now, she's the lady, in case you're not familiar with her, she's the lady who steps up to Catwoman, Black Widow in Civil War at the end.
You've got her as Beast.
As Beast.
In X-Men.
Yes. Switching up the verse. Okay, again, like, smart, okay, and I would like to see, again, I'm just switching up everything, like, different timeline, from what I got from her, and also from what I read, the background of the Dora Milaje members, they are sick warriors, and from what I've seen from so far from the Black Panther and the way they've moved, I think she would be a good pick. And not only that, it'll be something completely different, bringing a different beast. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're very diplomatic, but at the same time, when it comes to portraying Beast, okay, which is, you know, I grew up watching Beast. It was one of my favorite X-Men as well. I feel that she would be able to hold her own, same time being, and not just that, but same time being a female and then switching up to a beast. So it's almost be like a different version of She-Hulk. You know what I'm saying? So I would actually like to see that different type of beast in the X-Men. Your thoughts, sir? I see Joe's already making a face.
What my only face is, like, because I don't really have a problem with their pick, but like, why would you pick someone even before the rules were made? Why would you pick someone in Black Panther? Because we're casting for the MCU, that wouldn't make sense.
We're starting this all over again, so I'm not thinking what's present, what's not. I just want to go something completely different. Now, if you look at it, not a lot of people know about it. I do know she also played a finisher core in All Eyes on Me.
Sure.
Okay, and she's in The Walking Dead as well. Yeah, I don't watch The Walking Dead, but everybody talks about The Walking Dead. So obviously, Walking Dead being where it is not like, you know, characters are soft and all that because of the world they're in. Right. So I want to pick someone that's not known right now, but
she's known.
Like,
I feel like she's known.
Like I said, I've only seen her in two places: a finisher core and the Black Panther at the end. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason why I paid attention to her is because I'm reading the comic books and I know about the Dora Milaje members. They actually go super in. All right. So when I want to see, like, my image of this beast is like someone in a white cloak, like super smart, glasses, but then when she turns into beast, it's almost like goes into a rage, you know what I'm saying, and like very savage, like, instead of trying to be a bit too composed, which I feel sometimes I don't really like that beast, you know what I'm saying, trying to be too composed, like, you're a beast, you know what I'm saying, like, your whole name says everything about you, you know what I'm saying, you should be a bit more within your nature, like, whenever you're fighting, you know, we've all seen him swinging about, you know what I'm saying, the way he fights, but I think instead of being a Bronx beast, who'd be a bit more trimmed down, and would be a lot more agile. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is where
So
and her whole figure, I think, would be like almost perfect.
Oh, see, I was gonna ask because you said the Beast as a guy. So when she turns into the Beast, does she go from female to male?
No, she's a female beast.
You said he. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You said he, then I was confused.
Oh, okay, my bad. All right, so it's female. Like, that wouldn't make sense. A woman.
Why would it not make sense?
I just don't see it. How would that make sense, man? Yo,
I don't know about that one.
No, I don't know about that either, fam. No, she's female, fam. There's a female.
That's a value,
Yeah, and also, like, I feel that again, I follow, like, I watch a lot of Discovery Channel and all that. Like, female animals, like, they're the ones who tend to, like, hunt and have the the instincts to go on about things better than the males. You know what I'm saying? They're a bit more I wouldn't say savage, but a bit more witty when it comes to fighting and everything else. So I would love to see a female beast, like, not as Bronx, but just more agile. It would be so sick. What do you guys think of that? Like, just that different twist to it.
What's the twist?
Not
That's
twist.
a female.
Well, that's female, and the way it carries itself, instead of being Bronx and diplomatic, the way Beast goes on about. It would just be like, almost like we could say, like, a different character, like, different beast.
I don't agree with the diplomacy part. Like, I do like the aspect you're talking about going into a rage and then just being in a rage. That's cool. But I feel like Beast has to be diplomatic because of what Beast does. Like,
it's like high Jekyll and Hyde, isn't it?
Yeah, like, Beast has to be diplomatic.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
To counteract.
Yeah, but
the
that would
Beast
be.
part.
But that would be when she's in the normal form.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This is what I'm saying. Like, a bit more elegant, and then you kind of, like, almost like you switch to it. You know what I'm saying? This would be like, oh, like, if I meet you for the first time and you're like, oh, elegant, glasses and white cloak with high heels, you look classy, and then I'm like, oh, very polite and everything, and then when it comes down to it, I'm just like, yo, I don't want to get in your bad side. I'm cool, man. I'm sorry. I said something bad to you. Like, I was being an idiot the other day. We're cool, man. Sort of thing. That's where I'm at. So,
cool. I'm gonna go to my Beast character now. I was thinking about my Beast character, and it also made me think about my Professor X, because I wanted someone who is a good counterpart. Like, my Beast is almost the same age as Professor X. So these guys have, like, spent a lot of time together. They've pretty much come up together. Do you know what I'm saying? But obviously Professor X is still a bit older. But, like, when Professor X needs someone to go and talk to, when Professor X is unsure, he goes to Beast, as opposed to right now in the movies, it's always been like Beast is just like with the X-Men. Do you know what I'm saying? He's kind of the same age, I guess. I can't remember, in the old ones, he was older, but he wasn't as old as Professor X. Yeah, so he was in his own limbo place, like, where he was just on his own. So my Beast is Michael K. Williams from The Wire. He plays Omar in The Wire. Yeah. And was also cast in Han Solo, but no longer doing it.
Omar!
So the reason I picked him is because he's actually 51 years old. And yeah, he's 51 years old. Gary Oldman's 59. So
yeah, they're same.
So they are the same age, and I felt like the dynamic I was going for was like, so you've got Professor Xavier, who believes that humans and mutants can coexist.
Yeah.
Because his oldest friend is a black guy.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they've gone through that part of the world changing together, and now they're at a new part of the world changing together, and that's also going to inspire why I think Michael K. Williams, why I wanted to make Michael K. Williams, or my Beast character, my Hank McCoy, instead of being white, him being black, because it makes sense that he lived through, or his parents lived through, the civil rights movement and all that. So he's grown up with those kind of things, and now he's not just black, he's black and a mutant. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's now the perfect person to be going to the Senate or going to the UN and talking to them about, we got to integrate mutants, we got to do this and that, because he's already been through it one time.
Right.
And his boy, Professor Xavier, is also like he's the white guy who's a mutant. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like them two as a team, I think would be great, especially with them being the same age. Like, so you kind of get this triangle of Beast, Magneto, and Professor Xavier, and you've also got the dynamic of Magneto knowing what Beast has gone through because Beast is black. Do you know what I'm saying? And he's a Jew. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it makes that dynamic of those three even madder, and that's also going to allude to things that have happened in the past that we'll never know about because we're where we're at. Do you know what I'm saying? It just gives it a sick history of you got to think about Magneto, Professor Xavier, and Beast. Them man running together when they was younger. That's a whole sick thing. Like that's just that we're never gonna know. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if you just want to throw in sick mythology, that's it there.
So these three, there wouldn't be much conflict.
No. The conflict is there, bruv. It's just like Professor Xavier and Magneto. There's conflict there. They're going against each other. With Professor Xavier, with my Professor Xavier and my Beast, they're friends. They live in the same house. Boom, 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 boom. They live at a school, and Magneto's the other guy. But you know when they have those tranquil moments of Magneto and Professor X playing chess and stuff like that, the new dynamic is that sometimes you can have scenes where it's Beast and Magneto and him being like, and being like, yo, you should be with me.
Yeah, because
like,
usually
why did you pick Charles over me? Like
usually them two against him.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like now there's like a freeway kind of thing. That's
and that was something I wanted to introduce because, like I was saying, I think that Beast falls into that fold where in the movies they don't know whether to like. You want to make him young, so in the new movies they've made him young, and he doesn't really fit in because he's too smart. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Nicholas Holt's Beast is so smart that he can't hang around with the young kids, but then he's not old enough to hang around with just Professor Xavier on his own. So now I've put it where he's 100% in that Xavier bracket. He's as wise as them, and he's got his whole new dynamic. So like this is the reason for like the older African American or black generation to watch the movie because now we are actually touching on things that the mutants allude to, race and all that other stuff. You've got it in there as well. So I thought like that would be sick. And Michael K. Williams looks like he's been through stuff as well. Do you know what I'm saying? He looks rugged, older. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think that would be a good dynamic of Gary Oldman, Bryan Cranston, and Michael K. Williams.
Man, like Omar.
Get me.
The only thing about this pick is that Michael J. Williams has been typecasted so strongly as some ghetto thug in most of his roles. It's like I can't look past the part if he tries to like speak smartly. Like with his characters, he does talk the talk in most of his roles. But if he tries to go into a laboratory and tries to like talk that jargon, I'm like, you're not really sending it to me.
See, and now one of the things is if you put Michael K. Williams, into Google, not as none of his names as any of his characters, and you see how this guy is.
Man is completely different.
Exactly.
Yeah, carries himself, that's not bad though.
And I think that's what will play into the part because obviously he does get typecast as thugs and gangsters, but if you see him like just normally, I think that a lot of people won't even make the connection that it's him. Do you know what I'm saying? Because they're used to seeing him in hoodies and stuff like that. Like I think they won't make the connection.
He actually did make a video of himself in different characters in the same room. I think and there's like one is well spoken, the other one's your typical Omar.
That's what's crazy.
But that was him taking a shot at the industry. Like, yo, you can't just cast me at the same thing. I know how to handle this. Like I do this for a living. You know what I'm saying? And before that, I had never seen him as anything else but Omar. But since that video, I was like, this guy can actually hold his own without being a stereotypical thug.
And the next part of it, when you're talking about the science jargon, that part of it, it's like there's black scientists out there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the only thing that you have to do there is not make it sound like everybody else. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a scientist, but he's still from wherever he is, from the east side of New York. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if that's how he talks, that's how he talks. Like, Sam, if you was a scientist, I'd hope your speech pattern and all that stuff didn't change. You'd just be able to explain science stuff to science people.
You guys know that when I talk IT, you guys like, in English, Sam sees, because...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't think it'd be an issue, because I think, like, bruv, if he talks how he talks, like, it is what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the world we actually live in, where
you can actually
I feel like it'd be a legit pick, and then just I'm not even really focused on the whole Beast part of it. Yeah, he gets angry, he turns blue.
You know what? That would actually be cool. That would actually be cool with me if it was from East Inglewood or something. and he had that accent.
It would. I mean, it would make sense that.
Because then he would just be like chopping things up in such a different way that when people say like, "Yo, like where you from?" Like it would just completely throw people off and just be like, you could easily, I would love that.
You get the regular character from wherever he's from in New York. He got a basketball scholarship or an American football scholarship to go to an Ivy League school. He meets Professor Xavier. They grow up together. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just normal stuff, man. Like, I think it's a good pick to turn it on his head. And what they do with the Beast character right now is dead anyway. So no one cares about Beast.
That's unfortunate because I chose Jesse Eisenberg and.
For who?
Beast.
Jesse Eisenberg.
This guy's already.
You've gone off the rails, bro.
Am I really?
Big Jesse Eisenberg, fam.
I picked Jesse Eisenberg.
Mark Zuckerberg. You want to try it again?
Yeah, man.
Just for the third time.
For the third time.
Oh,
so I think Jesse Eisenberg, like again, I think he can talk the talk. The guy just does his own mumbling, jumbling business. Like again, you go into his laboratory, he starts talking to someone else. He's like, "What are you actually on about?" And then he was trying to explain it. The guy is awkward, but he's got that suave about him. And even then, like him, the only thing I have complications with is him looking like the Beast. Like he doesn't have the stature.
That's fine. I don't have a problem with the looks because once you turn into a beast, you are a beast. You're supposed to separate that. That's supposed to be a separation. That's what I like.
But mine's staying the Beast. You know, like when he was younger, he was that big, and then eventually he kept mutating, and he obviously grew and stayed as a Beast.
That's fine because once you turn into a beast, you grow. You know what I'm saying? You don't stay the same. But then, I mean, I can see Jesse Eisenberg almost like the first class without the
Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah, without being a bit a bit weird at times. That's it. Like otherwise, to me, that's pretty much the same character. Like,
Nicholas Hoult does the Beast no justice though. Like I don't think Nicholas he's decent, but I think Jesse Eisenberg can do obviously a better job.
See, I think casting Jesse Eisenberg is the same as casting Nicholas Hoult. I feel like we get exactly the same thing. Besides his speech pattern and be a bit more weirder. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Jesse Eisenberg, he needs to, after they cast him as Lex Luthor, he needs to not do roles like this anymore. He needs to go back to doing Facebook roles and dramatic roles and get out of this intellectual typecast thing that we're trying to put him in. He needs to get away from that.
But then being the whole Zach Muckerberg is an intellectual role though.
No, that was, yes, and he did that, and he did that well. But like they tried to typecast him with that as well, again, with Man of Steel, not Man of Steel, whatever, Batman vs Superman. And now you're trying to do it again with the Beast role.
No, because obviously, like I said, he's intellectual, but then have you guys seen American Ultra?
No, where he's doing all the... Yeah, but that's not doing hanging off walls and...
No, but then, like I said, the guy can throw down action movies as well.
You know what,
so when he can throw down, because obviously Beast does go into action, he can do that as well. So it's not like he hasn't ever done a role like that.
You know what, like, well, also... what do you call it? Now You See Me Too. It's almost like the same person again. Have you seen Now You See Me Too? It's almost the same. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I wouldn't really want to see him in this scenario. Maybe I don't know. Maybe give him a different role, like a different character. But I don't see him as Beast. Definitely not Beast.
The thing is, I just think that I don't have a problem seeing him as Beast. I see where you've come with the pick. But I think the pick is so similar to what we've had twice before. Like, there's just not like that's why I think it's not a good pick. Right. Do you know what I'm saying? Because we've seen it exactly both times. But I don't know. Like, it's not bad. But I think Jesse Eisenberg just needs to practice his Lex Luthor. That's what he
practice his Lex Luthor.
He needs to be practicing his Lex Luthor. That's what he needs to do.
All right. Do you guys have any other extra characters that you would recast?
I got a bonus.
Oh, you got a bonus.
Yeah, I got a bonus.
What about you? You got a bonus?
I don't have bonus. I feel like I took my bonuses from Sam when I recast Sabretooth and I recast your thingy as Gambit. So
all right. So what's your bonus?
My bonus is Bishop.
Bishop.
Like he didn't really do too much in Days of Future Past, and I don't think the actors really did him any justice. Does Bishop actually have an accent in the comics, or is he
Yeah.
actually American?
Well, he's not American. Bishop's not
American.
American. Even the name Bishop is not American. You know, but well, I don't think. You know what? Yeah, I think that was a decent introduction to him. I don't think for what the story was told. I think it was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, because at the end of the day, the focus wasn't on him.
Yeah,
If we were telling like a X-Force story or a Cable story, then by all means, I would expect him to do a lot more because that's who he is when he's within that circle of mutants. You know what I'm saying? But he was just part of a team of a surviving team. You know what I'm saying? Part of a mission. So I think he did the same thing everybody else did to secure enough time so Wolverine could do what he had to do in the past. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was cool. I would like to see him, maybe that actor, give it a shot again. So because we never know. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's a reason why they picked him, and he's just sitting there waiting for the next X-Men movie. You know what I'm saying?
Alright, so Bishop is Australian.
Wow. Okay.
Not like African or French or whatever accent he had. He's originally Australian and moved to America in concentration in his mutant concentration camps or whatever. And I don't know about getting that same actor. I agree with you that he didn't have much to do, but at the same time, when I look at him, I don't see Bishop. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it just, I don't know. It just doesn't. He doesn't scream Bishop to me. Who was your pick anyway? Did you say?
I was going to say Wesley Snipes.
Hell no.
I was going to say Wesley Snipes.
No. Who was? I'm not even gonna say that, man. I'm completely dismissing that, Sam. I'm sorry, I'm completely dismissing that. But who was the guy, the French guy, in one of the Bond movies with right at the beginning with Daniel Craig, and he was doing a bit of parkour. He's a solid actor. What movie is it at the beginning where he's in
Casino Royale?
He's in
Casino Royale. This guy said Wesley Snipes, man.
I'm not entertaining that. That's a madness, fam. Let me see.
Sam,
let me see
Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes.
Let me see if I can.
How did you get? Please tell me how you got there. Nah, I need to address this. Wesley Snipes does not look like how he looks like in Blade anymore, Sam.
Yeah, that's even better.
No, because I can't even.
Bishop's, like you said, he's been through a lot, right?
Bishop is brolic, fam. Like I would be happy if you said like The Rock should play Bishop before Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes.
Oh my word, Sam, you're drunk. Sam. You are drunk. That's nuts. Sam. No, please explain it to me, like.
So yeah, okay. I was going through like actors that I thought would play Bishop, and again, it is kind of difficult. Like I'm not going to pick The Rock because man does everything now. Like he's a good actor.
The Rock wouldn't even be.
Like you're saying, he's big and stuff, but like they don't have to look like they're looking like in the comics because clearly they don't do that sometimes. It doesn't have to be like that. Obviously, I don't believe Bishop is a suave talking, witty kind of person. Obviously, that's what Wesley Snipes does. Like he's very charismatic and stuff. But when he's very serious, when you get Demolition Man, you get what other movies?
Sam, Sam, did you just reference Demolition Man? This movie came out in '96, bro. It's 2018, bruv.
Is it 96 or 92?
Oh my god. I don't even want to.
Definitely not 96, fam. That movie's early 90s.
93.
Sam, that movie come out 20-something years ago. That's what we're referencing.
That's when Sylvester
Stallone
was in that movie?
Sylvester Stallone.
Is it Sylvester Stallone? Come on, fam. That
Sam.
guy's done retired. You know what? I would have preferred you said Idris Elba side, fam. Like,
he's already taken. You just want to bend the rules. The man's already gone.
Jesus Christ. I never bend the rules. My thing was set already. But the guy I was looking for is Omar Sy, French actor. He's in. Let me see if I can pull up his thing.
You know what? Yeah, I've actually got an actor who could do the Bishop thing.
Alright, let's hear it.
I cannot remember his name, but Ice Cube's son. The kid from Straight Outta Compton.
Oh, okay.
He could play Bishop. You know what I'm saying? But Wesley Snipes, fam. Like Bishop can be younger because he's from the future and he's gone back and forward. Do you know what I'm saying? I'd rather give it to someone like him, relatively 50-50 unknown, but also has like a large following of people behind him. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I'd rather go somewhere like that. Bruv, like Wesley Snipes like 60 something, bro. Like,
the guy I just said on my side is actually the guy who plays Bishop. The guy was
I know who.
Jimon Honsu. So he's the guy in Blood Diamond with DiCaprio. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he's you know what I'm saying? He's got the physical aspect. He's a sick actor. Like, fam, like I would prefer him. My guy said, you know.
The reason
let go of the past, fam.
Another reason I like I can't remember his name. Something O'Shea. Would you know his first name?
Yeah, O'Shea Jackson.
O'Shea Jackson. That's his. O'Shea Jackson. The reason I like him as well, he's younger. He's got a bit of edge to him. Do you know what I'm saying? He's a bit new age, and like Bishop's got to be different from everyone else. You know what I'm saying? Like he's got to be part-time nutter as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Bishop's goes for a lot, man. I thought, oh my god, you said Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes.
Man's doing the 90s, you know.
Bro, you was kidding when you said that, man. I do think that they should bring Wesley Snipes back as Blade though, and then kill him off and have his daughter take the mantle.
That would be a good one,
but you know that will never happen.
Oh my days.
Anyway, that's our casting of the X-Men.
Yes, sir. Guys, let us know what you think. Drop in the comment section below. Let us know what one. Who would you cast? Do you agree? Do you disagree? What world would you have your X-Men in? Like, what story would you want to tell in the new recast of the X-Men? Woo!
That was pretty deep.
That was actually a very shout out to Jared for pointing this out to us, man. This is why we love our TCN fam, man. Our Sabinus fam. You guys sometimes come with the most legit and certified questions and ideas for us to just pepper it up day in and day out.
Guys, just remember, if you have suggestions for topics for the podcast, shows, Nerd Banter that drops every Wednesday, all you've got to do is become a Patreon and send us in your questions. Patreon questions, we always take those first. Yeah. Even though we do love everyone's comments, we do take everything into consideration. But this has been episode 4. Yeah, I'm Joe, one further the Cyber Nerds,
and I'm Raven GS.
I'm Sam, Mr. Blitztech,
and we'll see you on the next podcast.
Peace.